Hello everyone and welcome back to Fasting into Summer with Angela. This is the last week. It is week 12, I believe, and we are entering the fall season. I cannot believe that fall is here. My mom and I went to Door County yesterday and they had all of their apples out, and I did buy some. I know it's not keto or low carb or anything, but I had to. We were sampling and things, and I'm all about this season. Like, this season is definitely my season. But anyway, I lost 1 pound this week, but I did indulge a little bit this week, and I will get into that in a little bit. My total loss for the whole summer was 39.4 pounds. So as most of you guys know who have been following this series, I started fasting and I started really being conscious about what I was eating, trying to eat whole foods, trying to eat high protein starting on May 25th. So basically, all of June, all of July, and all of August. So I lost almost 40 pounds. And to be completely honest, I'm celebrating. Like, I am so happy that I was able to accomplish 40 pounds in pretty close to, a 3-month span. I think that's pretty good, especially in the summer when there's a lot of gatherings, there's a lot of barbecues, there's a lot of parties and things like that. And I basically stayed away from all of the dangerous foods with the exception of this week, even though I lost a pound. So this week we did have a tiny celebration at work where we got Jimmy John sandwiches, a fruit platter. There was chocolate chip cookies. Miss Judy and I went to Manderfield's and we got some pastries. And I will admit, I broke my fast that day. I believe it was on Wednesday is when I did that. I had one of the tiny little Jimmy John sandwiches. I had a half of a chocolate chip cookie, and I did have some fruit. So, and then I ate my regular meal around like 4 or 5 p.m. like I normally do. So I did indulge that day. And then yesterday I also indulged, which I was kind of happy it falled upon after my weigh-in for this week. So I weigh in usually on Friday mornings, and that is when my mom and I took off and went to Door County. I indulged in an apple cinnamon donut from Door County. They're not that big. Like, they're not as big as a regular size donut, but they're definitely not a donut hole. Like, it was, an okay size donut. And it was so good. And I will say that sometimes you will, break your diet or whatever, not diet, I should say lifestyle, break your lifestyle habits and, think that something is like going to be worth it. And then you eat it and you're like, that was not worth the calorie intake that I just consumed. This was worth it. It was so, oh my God, it was so good. It was like the best donut I've ever had. So, and it had no icing on it, just a little bit of cinnamon sugar. It had the apples in the donut, and oh my God, it was so good. So my mouth is salivating. And then I also had a chunk of fudge because we went to this fudge store and they had all these different kinds of fudges, and I got a cube for my daughter of a monster cookie, and then I also got one that was peanut butter and chocolate, and I cut that one in half and I ate half of that yesterday. So weigh-in time was, very, very nice for me yesterday. I weighed in before I actually ate those things, and today I'm back on track. So it is Saturday today. I was going to record my video yesterday, and then time literally just slipped because of the trip and things. But I did write down on a sheet of paper what changes I have noticed in myself and my habits and just things like that after the 12 weeks. So before I had an inflammatory issue, I was in a lot of pain with my joints. I was having cravings. I wasn't able to sleep at night. I was having skin issues. I hadn't had my period for a year. I thought I had hit menopause, and a lot of that has changed in the past 12 weeks. So the first thing that I noticed is my face. My face is less moon shaped, and I'm actually starting to see like an elongated face, which is something that I've never had before. And I feel like that is due to fasting, that is due to the keto, that is due to high protein, no sugar, less carbs. I honestly feel like the kind of carnivore-ish, lazy carnivore lifestyle really helped with my face. I also went down 1 to 2 sizes in clothing. Things are not tight on me anymore, which is also a plus. I'm able to, go shopping and, get some more clothes and things for fall. I wrote down on here, 0 inflammation. I, used to notice my knees would just be so inflamed, like on the inside. You couldn't, tell on the outside. My ankles too, like with every step I took, I could feel pain. And now I walk with ease. I don't have any pain in my joints. I do notice that sometimes when I make a recipe or my 1 meal a day that I have, if I add cheese to it, I notice a little twinge of an inflammatory response in my joints, which is so weird to me because I've been eating cheese my whole life. But it's very interesting when you cut something out and then you re-add it back, you do notice, those little changes. So maybe that was happening this whole time and I just didn't know because I was always inflamed. I'm not real sure. But I do notice that when a meal has cheese, I am inflamed. And it's not just dairy as a whole, because I can, do cottage cheese. I can do yogurt and not have that. But when I eat cheese, for some reason, it strikes an inflammatory response. So that is interesting to me. Again, no joint pain, which is really nice. I have longer workouts. I can, my stamina is a lot better than it was before. I can go on a hike and be a little bit out of breath, but still finish the hike and, be fine with it. Whereas before it was like a quarter of the way through and I was just done. I'm definitely sleeping better at night. I was for a while there, waking up in the middle of the night 3 to 4 times, and then I would be up for like 2 hours. And I remember in the Angela and Judy show morning vlogs, I remember talking about it constantly, saying, oh my gosh, I just, I'm waking up in the middle of the night and just blaming it on menopause. But I honestly think that it was my diet and my lifestyle. And now that I have switched that, I am like, I go to sleep at 9:30. I sleep all the way through, and it's like the best sleep I've ever had. There's nothing better, I feel, than a good night's sleep. Especially now that it's fall and it's like a little bit crisp outside and you're like nice and warm underneath your blankets, and it's just the best. I have less mood swings. I noticed too that I would get angry a lot faster before, and now I just feel, I don't know if it's, what is it called? Serotonin or something like that. I don't know. I just feel like happy. I'm just happy. I complain still. Don't get me wrong. I still complain, but I'm less stressed, I feel, about certain situations. This is a big one. So this may be a trigger to some of you guys or whatever watching, because I am going to be talking about my period. But I thought I was in menopause. I had not gotten my period for almost a year and a half. I told my doctor, I had, a doctor's appointment, and I told her, look, I think I've hit menopause. She's like, yep, if you haven't had your period for over a year, like you've definitely hit menopause. And then start of summer, I started this new lifestyle. I started eating mainly protein, mainly meat, like a carnivore type diet. And you guys, last month, I got my period. And it wasn't just a little trigger warning, click off or fast forward a little bit. It wasn't just a little spot here or there. It was a full blown 5 to 6 day period. So I don't know if it had something to do with my hormones being completely out of whack and balance. I have actually heard this happen before though with some people where they just won't, get their monthly periods, and then all of a sudden they change their lifestyle, they change their eating habits, and lo and behold, there it comes. So I had an extra egg in there somewhere apparently, and we will see what happens next month if I get it. I don't know. We'll see. It was just very, very interesting for me. So I'm thinking that my hormone levels have maybe balanced out, which would be great. My cravings have gone down at 99%. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen today, because I did have those sweets yesterday for like the first time in 12 weeks. I'm interested to see if I have cravings today, but without having sugar for such a long time, with being low carb and upping my protein sources, I have noticed that, and also fasting. Fasting is a huge, huge factor in it. I have noticed my cravings have gone down so significantly, they are almost not even there. Almost not even there. Like yesterday for the donut, I wasn't, like when I saw it, I thought, oh, that looks good. I should pick those up. I haven't had a treat in a long time. It wasn't that like ravenous, like, oh my God, those donut, like right away, I need them. Like, it wasn't like that at all. It was different. And I don't really know how to explain it, but my everyday cravings have completely diminished, which is really, really nice. Also, my skin issues. I don't know if you guys remember, but I had dry upper eyelids. I had dry patches on my lower, underneath my eyes. I went to the dermatologist. We were trying to figure it out. We couldn't figure it out. She put me on all of these like keto creams and steroids and all these other things. And lo and behold, I don't know if it had anything to do with my diet, but they're gone. I don't have any dry patches on my eyes anymore. My face doesn't itch. Like my face was just itching nonstop. And I really haven't done anything different besides change my diet. So it's very, very interesting. But yeah, if you guys can think of anything else that you have noticed change-wise in me, I know you guys don't really know me personally. You just know me from YouTube. Comment down below if you guys are also fasting or doing OMAD or have any tips or tricks on anything else or questions. Leave those down below. Right now, I am looking for keto high protein crock pot recipes because it is fall time and I am going to be cooking in the crock pot probably every single weekend. So that'll be fun. But yeah, so next week we are going to be doing Fasting into Fall with Angela, week 1. So look for that. I hope you guys all have a great Labor Day weekend, and I will see you all soon. Bye, everyone.